It was supposed to be a low-key night out, a few drinks with friends to unwind, nothing special. But as soon as I stepped into the club, the music hit me like a wave, and everything changed. The lights, the energy, the buzz of anticipation in the air. It was intoxicating. I told myself I'd just have a drink, then head home. That was the plan, but the drinks kept coming. One shot turned into 5, and the next thing I knew, I was caught up in the chaos. I remember the guy at the bar. He was tall, dark, and had that confident, magnetic charm. I swear he was looking right through me, his eyes intense and hungry. Our conversation started innocently enough, but the closer we stood, the more the air seemed to sizzle with chemistry. We exchanged flirtatious glances, and before I knew it, we were inches apart, his hand brushing my arm. His voice was low, teasing, almost daring me to say the next words. And then he kissed me. The kiss was slow at first, but then it deepened, and I felt my body respond, giving into the heat of the moment. His lips tasted like trouble. A second kiss followed, then a third, until we were lost in each other. The night blurred around us. The next thing I knew, I was stumbling out of the club with him, my mind hazy and spinning. My heart raced, but I didn't care. He led me down a dark alley and then into a cab, and the world outside the car disappeared. I woke up the next morning, my head pounding like a drum. The sheets felt different, foreign. My body ached, but in a way that was unfamiliar. I slowly opened my eyes, squinting against the bright sunlight streaming in. My stomach churned as I scanned the room. The walls were bare, the furniture simple, and there was a slight scent of musk in the air. But then I looked to my left. There he was, the guy from the club, the one who had kissed me like he was claiming me. My heart skipped a beat. What had happened last night? I could barely remember. My mind raced through flashes, his lips on my neck, his hands trailing down my back, the heated way he touched me. But the more I tried to remember, the more the details slipped away like sand through my fingers. I glanced at him again. He was still asleep, his arm draped lazily over the sheets. His hair was messy, a dark tumble of curls. His chest rose and fell steadily, and for a moment I just stared at him, unsure of what to do next. Was he a stranger? Or was there something more here? The whole night felt like a blur, but I couldn't shake the tension that lingered in the air. I turned my head toward the nightstand where my phone was lying. There were no messages, no missed calls, nothing that could tell me how I ended up here. My fingers trembled as I checked the time. It was already late in the afternoon. Panic settled in. Was this a huge mistake? Did I just have a one-night stand with someone I didn't even know? Was he even worth it? Suddenly the guy stirred. His eyes fluttered open, and he caught me staring at him. He didn't seem surprised, though. In fact, he smirked, as if he'd been waiting for this moment. "Good morning," he said, his voice rough from sleep. But there was something else in his eyes, something playful, yet knowing. I was about to say something, but my words got stuck. How do you even start a conversation after waking up next to someone you barely remembered meeting? "Don't worry," he continued, his tone low and teasing. "You didn't do anything you'll regret." But there was something in the way he said it that made my pulse quicken, almost like he knew exactly what I was thinking. "You're not what I expected," I muttered, my voice barely above a whisper. He laughed softly, the sound sending shivers down my spine. "I'm not what you expected, huh?" He sat up, eyes locked on mine. "Let me guess. You don't remember my name, do you?" My stomach twisted with embarrassment and curiosity. He wasn't just some random guy. There was something about him that made my heart race. I shook my head. He leaned in, a smirk playing on his lips. "It's Blake, and I'm not a guy you'll forget." A chill ran through me. He wasn't just any guy. There was something dangerous about him. The way he said those words sent an electric shock through my body. I opened my mouth to speak, but before I could, he stood up and walked to the window, his back to me. His voice floated over his shoulder, casual but heavy with meaning. "You're probably wondering how you got here, what happened last night." I nodded, speechless. The suspense was killing me, but I knew this moment would change everything. Blake smirked. We both got what we needed, and maybe I'm here for more. My heart raced. Was I scared or excited? Either way, I was in too deep. If you'd like to hear more saucy stories like this, like and follow for more.